I was saying congratulations on this album. I've had a chance to sit down and take a listen to it, and it's a great album, so congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Nice to hear that kind of feedback. Thank you very much. We enjoy it as well. We think it was a good album. It's up heard, as you know, and yeah, we're really pleased with it. So thanks.
So tell us a little bit about what you guys wanted to achieve with this album. Did you have any goals when you went into it? Because it's come out so quickly since your last album.
Yeah, and you know, the pandemic, as we all know, hit the world back in 2020. We had a great year, 19. We did a lot of shows and everything, so we were rehearsing new songs to record our second album. And then the pandemic hit the world, and we recorded the second album. And we released it in March 21. But as it was the pandemic, we couldn't go out and tour on the album. So, and we didn't know how long the pandemic would keep us at home. So we were a bit depressed then, because the album got really great reviews. But we thought like this, well, what can we do? We like to play music, and we had some ideas for another album. So we started to write new songs and rehearse them, and we booked the studio again and recorded another album. That's it. We didn't have that much anything to do.
Yeah. Did the pandemic change how you wrote the album? Like, I'm not sure what kind of restrictions you had there, but our restrictions here included not being able to go to other people's homes and things like that. Did that make it tough for you?
Yeah. I think the most noticeable thing about the other album is probably that we had much more time to work with the songs this time, because we didn't know when the pandemic would let us out of our homes. So we could really work them through a bit more. We could test out some new ideas, more harmonies, try to really work them through this time. So I think that's a thing you can notice on this album if you compare the other previous albums.
Yeah. What kind of things were inspiring you when you sat down to write on this album? Because we've heard the first two singles come out, Late Night Adventure and Don't Kill the Dark. What kind of things were inspiring tracks like that and inspiring the whole album?
It's hard to say what really inspired us. I'm the one, I write most of our songs, and then we go to the rehearsal room and everybody have a saying about it, and we try out different things. So sometimes it's just, if you take Don't Kill the Dark, that song really came out from looking at some clips at YouTube of the American painter Bob Ross, the guy with the big hair. I don't know if you know him.
No.
You don't know him, or?
No, I don't know him, no.
Oh, okay. He's quite a famous guy who wrote, or he painted really, really cool paintings. But the thing about him, he had a TV show in America where he painted these, and he had that kind of cool expressions. And when he painted, I saw one clip when he did a painting, and then he painted some black, and then he took some white, and then he said, "Don't kill the dark, you need the dark to see the light." And he tried to explain the painting, why you needed those contrasts. And I thought, God damn, that's a really good line. So I started to collect kind of quotes from him, and then I got this melody in my head, and yes, this is a song. So it's really hard to say where the inspiration comes from, but I guess we had a lot of time on our hands. So for this album, we got inspired by quite a few things.
Yeah. And we're about to play the track in a few moments, Late Night Adventure. Tell us a little bit about that track.
Yeah, that track is, the lyrics is about like when you're becoming a young person and really want to go out and explore the world. And you see every like moment as a moment that could bring your dreams come true. You don't know what's gonna happen when you go out at night. You could meet a partner, or you can meet someone, a friend, or anything can happen. It's full of possibilities, and it's a rock and roll song, I guess, where Johanna came up with a main riff, and then we just took it from there.
Awesome. You mentioned before about not being able to go out and tour after Second Gear came out. What's it like there now? Have you been able to get out and play tracks off Second Gear and Don't Kill the Dark now?
Yes, we have. The restrictions here in Sweden, they lifted them, I guess, earlier this year. So we have had the time to go out. So we have made a couple of shows here in Sweden. We have been to Norway for a couple of festivals as well. So now with this album coming out, we're really hoping to get out a lot more next year. Absolutely, because we're a live band. We really love to play. So we really hope for that to happen next year.
Definitely. What was that moment like when you first walked back out onto stage after having to take that break during the pandemic?
It was we haven't really played out in front of a crowd then in, I guess, almost 2 years. We did one live stream, and then we had one gig in front of a couple of friends during the pandemic. But this was in front of a real crowd, so it was really, really, it felt good to be back. Absolutely.
Awesome. Now, you mentioned that your plans for next year is to get out and play some shows. Are you hoping to travel outside of Sweden for some of those shows? And what are the plans for next year?
Yes, absolutely. We're hoping for... we have a couple of gigs already booked in Sweden, of course, and then we hope for a lot of festivals around Europe. So hopefully we'll be able to do that as well. So as many shows as possible, and if someone outside of Europe wanna have us, we have our suitcases packed, so it's alright. Just give us a call.
Yeah. And are you already working on new music as well?
Yes. We have songs in the bank. So this is not our last album. Absolutely not.
Awesome. Well, Thomas,
it's a third.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Thomas, we are going to play Don't Kill the Dark and Late Night Adventure back to back on our show right now. So what would you like to say to everybody out there who's going to listen to these amazing tracks back to back, but also to people out there who are going to go and grab a copy of the album when it comes out as well?
First of all, I really hope you enjoy it, because we're really proud of this album. Absolutely. I think it really captures the essence of our band. So if you're into like 80s new wave of British heavy metal, and if you like punk and all of those ingredients, you're going to enjoy our album. Absolutely. And I really, really hope to see you someday as well. That would be absolutely awesome.
Definitely. And you just mentioned there that mix of the different genres of music, punk, metal, rock. What kind of music did you grow up listening to?
For me, personally, it was the new wave of British heavy metal. You know, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest,
yep,
Motorhead, and all those guys. So I guess that's in my back and in my head. I listen to those bands, of course, now as well. But we all come from different genres. I can enjoy country. I can enjoy like Tom Petty. He's a fantastic musician as well. So we bring our different kind of backgrounds to the table, and then we put it in a mix. And I think we have found like our way. We like it. We like to keep it quite simple if you want to, but really effective, and you should really feel, yeah, this is it. Don't make it that complicated. We like our songs to be quite direct.
Yep. Well, Thomas, we thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today. It's been an absolute honor having you on the show. We are going to take a listen to Late Night Adventure and Don't Kill the Dark back to back now. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us, and hopefully one day we might even see you in Australia.
I really, really hope so. And thanks so much for having